A Podcast One production.
Activate your internet. Because the Hamish and Andy podcast starts in 3, 2... Sorry, still buffering. 1.
What's crack-a-lackin', everyone?
Oh, fantastic.
My mic's not on.
Jack hasn't turned Andy's mic on. What a brilliant start to the new podcast.
Jack.
But that's 2 errors. One that was technically off air and one that was on air.
I can't believe
This would be beautiful.
You'll be happy to know
that it's on now.
Whatever comes next is great.
No, you'll be happy to know that was just an internal listening error. So your mic...
Oh, wait, so I did start.
Yeah.
So my what's crack-a-lacking everyone did.
That made
Oh,
that.
so we couldn't hear it.
We just couldn't
We
hear it.
just couldn't hear it in here. Now we can, obviously.
Yeah.
Would you agree, though, Jack, it still counts as an error?
It is an error. But who's going to fire us? The radio station?
Is that the attitude, though? Because, I mean, we are doing this for Podcast One, so we still have some level of cooperation with
Well, it is a podcast. Do you want to start again?
Well, no. There's no point. You don't do it again.
Well, then-
You can't turn the car around. This podcast is a forward-moving vehicle.
I was
No rear vision mirrors.
I was test driving what's crack-a-lacking,
You've
and I'm
completely
not
thrown Andy's confidence there. I mean, we wouldn't have complained anyway. I just didn't bring it up because I didn't think it went to air. But yeah, please don't do that again.
No, it's not going to happen again. I just had to replace good afternoon, everyone. And so I'm going to trial one each week, a different kind of, until we find something that we like. But yeah, definitely a line through that.
Well, I'm glad that was the first one because even if done confidently or if it's a thing you said a lot, I don't think it would ever have become the intro.
No, I don't think so.
It was like sort of when they open up a water slide park and the least popular member of staff has to go down first to test that the slide's safe. I'm glad you did that one first because it was no great loss.
No, true. I'll cross that one off.
That little fun fact that's what they do when they set things up. We're gonna get A, into the podcast, but B, bring everyone up to speed. I guess the immediate changes that are going to be different because this is no longer a radio show. This is just a podcast. First things first. Again, not an audio thing, but a visual thing. How do we feel about the tracksuits?
Yeah, it's good.
We're all in matching tracksuits for the podcast.
Don't know why, but it does.
It just felt like we needed a uniform
sense
for the podcast.
of team. And then the other thing,
Jack, I know Jack's uncomfortable about it because he feels they're too branded. Because people will see a photo of this online, and it's obviously a specific brand of tracksuit.
well, it's Adidas.
Yeah, I mean, you can't miss them. And Jack just goes, this is too much.
It looks like we've. Oh,
For
that's
that
right.
It looks
particular
like we're
brand.
selling out. But also happy to get a free tracksuit. So
Yeah, but like,
Can't
okay,
complain.
well, Nike, Reebok.
I mean, we might switch tracksuit sponsors. If Svita
gonna
steps
name-
up and goes,
Yes,
hey,
that'd be
guys,
good.
we still have a lot of parachute stuff from the 90s.
Yeah, that'd be
We'll
cool.
wear Svita tracksuits.
Yes.
All day, all night.
That's a good call.
But I mean, I think we've gone with them because they feel futuristic. We've got different colours. I feel like we're stuntmen.
yeah.
I'm happy with it.
The other thing is, we're not obviously driving towards a song or an ad break.
Yeah.
Jack used to fire off songs when he was sick of us chatting.
Yeah.
And so we've thought of a different solution this time around where
We need something to wrap it up,
if we
don't we?
feel like something's over, we're just going to
We have a bell.
ring a bell and move on to the next thing.
The only rule of the podcast.
sorry, ring that bell again. That mic wasn't on.
Oh, you're the worst. You're the absolute worst. I'm regretting our policy of retaining 100% staff.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Is
Well,
that
we-
on now? I mean,
I think that's on.
Right. So we've all each got a bell. Now, we can't play around with them because like the rule to be observed at all times in this podcast is you hear the bell, go move on.
we're moving on.
First thing we wanted to do.
Look, it is the People's Show. We put up a little bit of little form that was a valued and important podcaster form at hamishandandy.com. Thousands of people have already signed up. We appreciate that
What a herd.
immensely.
What a
and we
herd.
thought it's important to have the people's voice in the very first podcast. We thought we wanted to start with something profound, though, Ham. Profound beginning.
Wouldn't
if
it
you
be
will.
great? Because this is the start of a brand new chapter. Wouldn't it be great if the very first thing that people of the Person's podcast,
a person of the People's podcast?
Person of the People's podcast, wouldn't it be great if the very first words heard on the podcast, were right up there with One Small Step for Man kind of
Yes,
thing. So
yes.
we wanted someone that, judging off their form that we have at hamishandandy.com, everyone's welcome to go and fill it out and become a more involved member of the podcasting community. Someone that was striking us as capable of saying something profound.
Yes.
Look, I straight away, a couple jumped out at me. James here. James from the UK, but that's okay because this is a global podcast.
Yes.
And we welcome our international VIPs. Because I got two kids whose middle names are Hercules and Lion, respectively.
That's profound.
I registered their names without my wife's consent. She wasn't happy the first time, but she was resigned herself to it the second time. So I like James because he's bold.
Oh, yeah.
And he's bold and he's not scared to take risks. And that could be the guy to say something profound for us.
I really like James. I'm going to skip Motoko.
Oh, boy. So if you're listening to this, Motoko, deepest apologies. You know you got close.
She speaks fluent Japanese.
Well, you skipping her or not?
Well, the reason I'm skipping her is
You're not
because
skipping her at all.
she has taught her budgie to speak in 3 languages.
You haven't skipped her at all.
And I wondered whether we wanted the first voice to be a budgie speaking in Japanese.
No, that seems insulting.
But that doesn't...
to the people,
To the
to be
people.
like, thousands registered already. We only put this form up a few days ago.
And we gave it to a
And
Japanese
we gave it to a bird.
A Japanese-speaking bird.
No, you'd be giving it to James over Motoko's
Okay,
bird.
so-
What about this from Jordan?
Okay.
Now, you just tell me if this seems like the kind of guy that could say something profound. I'm looking for an eclectic person here. He goes, I bought myself a Coca-Cola vending machine for my 21st birthday. I bypassed the coin mechanism so you don't have to pay. I almost became a piano tuner. I haven't watched Game of Thrones. Didn't try hummus till I was 26. And I used Tinder to find a relationship, not hookups.
Okay.
Which is, I mean, he's got a lot of things. He's done a lot of things.
Yep.
He didn't try hummus till he was 26. So there's a guy that even a quarter of the way through his life, let's hope.
But that just says to me that he's inexperienced. I mean, we want someone that's experienced for a profound
He
beginning.
seems like someone that can break out of ruts to me.
Okay. How about this then, Ham? Final one for Tinder for a profound
I mean,
beginning.
two of
for
his
people.
things, like most of his stuff actually with James' stuff, Jordan is stuff he hasn't done. I almost became a piano tuner and I haven't watched Game of Thrones.
This is Rachel. She's a brown belt in MMA.
Yep.
And she has this tattoo.
Oh, jeez. She's got the Cool Boys on the front man tattoo.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, that's dedication.
Yes.
For people that weren't aware, in the last week of last year's radio show,
Yeah.
Jack got the full band tattooed
Yeah.
and the acronym CBATFM.
Yeah.
And we all did portraits of each other. We all got tattoos with portraits of each other. They were hand-drawn, small faces. I mean, it's not, we didn't go shading or 3D.
No, hand-drawn small faces to
She's
the
got-
level of a 3-year-old. But she's got the tattoo, and I think that's dedication. That's the person I think should be given a chance to do the profound beginning.
It's actually the level of at least a 6-year-old. I mean, no 3-year-olds could do that.
Okay.
Like, it's fine motor skills because
So-
they're very small heads.
I'm going to put her forth. Who do you want?
Look, I'm still going to put Jordan forward because I think he's got a lot of things that he's done. And if he hasn't done all that stuff,
Yep.
like he's got time to think.
Okay.
He's got time to think of something profound.
Well, out of those two, we'll work out after this break, and we'll try and track them down. We'll work out which one is going to be given the honour.
Do you want to do the bell? It works. It works. Ding the ding.
We're back.
We're back. All right. Here's what we've got.
We've managed to track both our representatives down.
We have Jordan and Rachel on the phone. They can hear us at the moment, but they won't be able to speak back because we want the first words said by the people of the People's Show, by the representative of the people that we choose here in either Jordan or Rachel. We want the first words said on this podcast by the people to be profound.
Yeah, we're looking at the level
Yeah.
of one small step for man.
That would be ideal.
Yeah.
Now, I know, look, Neil probably had days to think about that. I
Yep.
don't think that was improvised.
Yep.
Who knows? He might have had something else he was going to go with.
Yes.
Like made it or whatever. Or like, you know, but he didn't. He did the right thing in the moment and humanity was better off for it.
Yes.
No pressure, but that is sort of what we're looking for here for the podcast. Some sort of profound statement by the people. Now, here's what we decided to do. We got 2 people listening to this. We're going to pick one. We're going to give the other person to acknowledge the fact they got so close to being the person that said the profound thing.
Yep.
The other person the chance to come on afterwards and critique the first person's profound moment.
So this is the first time Jordan and Rachel are hearing this again. We're not
Yep.
going to put their faders up. We don't want to hear them yet because the first words
Yep.
spoken, we need them to be profound. Haim, who do you want to go with?
Well, look, we've discussed this as we were getting everyone together.
Yeah.
Jordan, whilst he does seem like a mixed bag and
Yep.
the kind of guy that would come out with something profound, it feels only right that we have to honour the fact that someone got our band's name and faces tattooed on their body.
Yes.
and give the chance to Rachel. So, Rachel, we still can't hear you, Rach, but we're
Rachel-
going to play a bit of an intro here.
Yep.
And after that, we're going to pull the fader up, Rach, and what we need from you is you to say something profound to kick off the first voice ever on the podcast that hopefully will be on hats, T-shirts, mugs, tea towels.
Absolutely. For the end of time.
Yeah.
Until the end of time, sorry.
Until the end of time. Not just for the end of time.
Yeah.
We'll get value out of it all the way up to the end of the time. We don't have to wait till that day.
With a new dawn for the podcast, Hamish and Andy turn to the people for a profound beginning. With great power comes great responsibility. And today, it rests on the shoulders of
Rachel.
these next words will set the trajectory for the life of this podcast. What philosophical, insightful, and inspiring words await. It's now over to you
Rachel.
for the profound beginning.
Go, Rach.
All I have to say is, happy birthday, Andy.
He loved it, Rach. He loved it. And he's just had another slice of his cake that he made me make him today.
Oh, beautiful.
Oh, no, he's hit the bell. No.
Bye, Rach. No, we can't. We
Well,
can't
hit the bell.
continue.
Hit the bell.
Yeah. Hey, we haven't had the podcast for about 3 months.
We haven't
and
either.
it's been a tumultuous time for one guy particularly in our group, Jack, because his reliance on Bitcoin. You are, of all the people we know, you're the biggest investor.
How many do you hold, Jack?
Well, I got rid of some, sadly, but we're down to 4.
You had 8.
No, yeah, we had 7, and
Had
then
7.
Heyman convinced me to sell one.
Sell it at $10,000. You bought it for $300. Is it just in case his made-up internet money evaporates?
He hates you for that so much, doesn't he?
It's the best thing I've ever done for you. And I tell you what, when they dropped down to 7, I wasn't getting much hate from Jack. They went down to $7,000
Well,
a
this is
few
the
weeks
point.
ago.
For people who don't know, the cryptocurrency, it's been bouncing around. It got up to $25,000. That's when Jack was riding high. He was walking a little taller.
Yep.
He was skipping into work.
Man, last December when I was at $25,000, we're like, you think you're selling any? And Jack's very much a school of thought that he reckons it's going to 100,000.
Yep.
Then
That's why I wasn't worried about not having another job.
Yeah,
When
exactly.
we finished on the radio
I,
last year, I was
Andy and
like,
I had this conversation. We're like, Jack just seems to not like. We went off and we're like, all right, well, we're working on a TV show. You know, we'll find other things to do. We're like, Jack seems to have zero interest in any future employment.
He literally was
He's,
relying on Bitcoin.
he's building a house. I think he just thinks Bitcoin's going to go up to $1 million a coin. He's never going to have to work again. Now, that obviously hasn't been the reality. You've been forced to sell a little bit of your stash
that's right. And
to pay for life.
it's been a bad summer for Bitcoin. It
Yeah.
has gone down.
And
Yeah.
so we texted you, Jack, and just said, hey, look, I think it'd be good to get a bit of that emotion out of your body.
You know-
And the best way to share emotions through song.
I know you wake up every morning. Like if I asked you now, you'd be able to say what the price of Bitcoin is at the moment
I do check it every day.
to within $100. Jack wakes up every morning and checks it.
Yep.
Now, I check the price of Bitcoin. I didn't realize how much I check it, but on Google it goes suggested websites. Like these are the top ones you visit. The search Bitcoin to AUD is one of my key searches because I have no Bitcoin, but I'm fascinated by the price.
And-
I'm fascinated, and I think of Jack all the time. I'm
Yeah.
fascinated. It's kind of like I've got access to Jack's bank account. So I feel like every day I can look. It's like I've got his Combank account, and I can just look inside and see where he's at.
Well, Jack, we thought
Okay.
take us on the ride that has been the Bitcoin crash in your situation.
I asked you to bring in the acoustic guitar and sing a song. Now, will this song work for people that don't own Bitcoin as an interesting insight into those that do?
Yes, because actually, this is a life lesson that it's universal.
That's a
It doesn't
par-
have to be for just Bitcoin.
It's a parable.
Hey,
Yeah, maybe parable. And I think it'll surprise you, the direction of the song. But I sat down and thought, when Bitcoin crashed, how did I honestly feel? And this is what I came up with overnight. So apologies to Yamaha as well that I don't have a Yamaha acoustic.
Stop trying to weave your sponsor in. Well, at least we know this will be played at the proper speed and not on one of Yamaha's
slow guitars.
notoriously slow and cumbersome instruments.
All right, a song about...
Didn't even have to mention that. No one would have thought to check if you had a sponsor guitar. Okay.
All right, this is my feelings after Bitcoin has gone down significantly. What's the point of being rich? Your house is too big and you got too many cars to drive. Why not get rid of material possessions and focus on just living your life? I'm sure that you heard before that happiness can't be purchased with cash. You won't be surprised to hear I smiled from ear to ear when Bitcoin crashed. I am so happy, I am so happy, I am so happy that that happened to me.
Bullshit on this.
I am so happy.
Sell them all.
I am so happy that that happened to me.
Give them away then.
Yeah, give them to
to
some
charity.
listeners.
Give them to charity.
So next time you lose a bunch of money, realize that it's actually a good thing that it's gone.
The rap program.
the breakdown.
It's like Boys to Men.
It's like Dennis Leary.
Like forgetting to turn off data roaming when you're traveling overseas.
Yeah, who cares?
I am so happy that that happened to me. Like making a withdrawal from an ATM but walking away without the money. I am so happy that that happened to me. Like investing in the speculative market and losing 70% of earnings in 3 weeks. I'm so happy that that happened to me.
No, you're not.
I am so happy.
No, he's not.
I am so happy.
You are not.
I am so happy that that happened to me.
No,
That
he's not.
That is a good thing.
No,
that
it's not.
Bitcoin crashed. I am so thankful for that.
Wow. Our first acoustic and our first big lie of a song.
Yes. So
Jack-
denial is one of the forms of grief.
He's in
That's
stage
where he
2.
is. I think I'm not
He's in
sure what
stage-
stage.
It might even be stage 1.
I think he's in stage
We could
one.
have a song for every stage. Tune into episode 22 of the podcast for Jack's finally the acceptance song. I'm not happy and I wish I didn't put all my money in something that goes up and down by 100% a day.
Vance Joy is going to join us next, everybody. I'm a colleague of ours, someone we used to rock with infrequently.
An ex-bandmate.
An ex-bandmate launched his album during the week, Nation for Tour. Last week it was. It's out now, everybody. Vance Joy joins us on the line. Vance, welcome back.
Thank you so much. It's great to be back in with you guys.
Yeah, well, I mean, obviously the highs of Cool Boys and the Frontman at Margaret Court Arena, it was right for you to take a few months off before.
Are you still like us buzzing from that gig, Vance?
I wish that I could say that I had no album written up to that point, and then I played that gig and I was like, you know what, I'm going to try and make a good album. But there was some songs written before then, but it did give me a lot of motivation, and it was definitely a career high.
Did you change any of the tracks on Nation of Two after that gig? And is there the much-rumoured secret track of We Are the Champions at the end? Because I noticed on the disc, the actual CD runs for 200 minutes. Is there an hour or so of silence and it's right at the end?
Super secret track.
Yeah, it's a big, whatever you call it, like it's a lot of data, and they didn't want me to make it that long, but we did it.
Each CD costs $200 to print.
Vance, with the whole CD thing, how many are we printing these days?
Like you've had 1 billion streams. So the guys in the CD department of your record label must know they're not going to match that.
Yeah, I went to a little JB Hi-Fi. It was like a little, I did a little showcase there, and there was CDs. So it's always something special about holding the actual CD and the actual printed out lyric booklet. But I don't know. I think there might have been, maybe 50.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's a platinum CD these days? 100?
100 CDs.
100 CDs and you get the little gold one? You get someone from the CD Association going, thank you so much.
We encourage people to go out there and get the booklet. And
Buy the booklet.
It's paired beautifully.
Booklet with bonus CD. You might
and
still have a
appears-
CD player in your
it does-
car, or you chuck it in your Xbox, your PlayStation, still able to play audio CDs.
It does pair nicely with the True Story DVD, of
Which we regrettably and foolishly made physical copies of.
Hey, Vance, you and I were having a beer over the holiday break, and it got quite late, and we were down the coast, and you just went out of the blue. You were thinking you were staying the night, and you went, I got to go.
Was it your house?
Yeah. And you went,
Smart move, Vance.
Vance goes,
Very smart move.
I got to go. And I went, oh, right.
After you noticed there's no doorknobs on any of the insides of the doors. Just before that shuts, I'm going to get out of here.
Vance said, I got to go. And I said, what? What do you, I said, oh, cool, yeah, no dramas.
Yeah.
And I said, why? He said, I've got to go home and stress about the release of this album.
Yeah.
What did you do? Did you go home and stress about it?
That's not the night you came up to my house and we had a great night at Vance.
Yeah, I did go home and stress. I think I earlier that day I got some emails and I was just getting told what the new single would be, and I was like, I don't know, is this the right single to lead with and all that stuff? And I was like, no, I'm going to go to Andy's, have a beer, relax. And then I think at about midnight we started getting philosophical in the spa bar, and I was like, I'm stressing, and so I was like, I had to get out of there. But it was, God, what a good day.
Yeah, so, I mean, even with a beer and a spa, you were still stressed.
There's not much
There's
more.
nothing else Andy's got in his arsenal. He can't. If that's not going to de-stress you, you're off the property, mate. What does Vance going back to his house and stressing about things look like? Do you pace? Do you punch? Do you have a bunching bag? Do you have a stress ball?
What do I do? I think there's driving. There's the music loud in the car. I like to listen to. I like to rap. I like to listen to Drake and Childish Gambino raps, and I know them off by heart, and that kind of makes me feel like if I'm a bit stressed out, I feel like a secret badass in my
A boss.
when I'm rapping.
Spitting rhymes.
Yeah.
Hey,
You wouldn't do that in Andy's spa. What's the cricket? You don't spit rhymes. Hop out if you want to do that. You want to sit in the bushes? You rap it over there.
That is true.
That's the only rule. That and wait half an hour after eating, and no rapping.
Vance, we want to finish up with a little test. How well do you know your music? You want all of us to? You want us to go out and get it?
You know Drake.
it?
You know Childish Gambino. You're encouraging people to buy the plastic cased lyrics book with the bonus CD.
We're going to play you the tiniest bits of your songs. Could be from this album. Could be from
Nation
others.
of Two.
Can you pick it? All right. I know we're on a little bit of a crackly line, so that won't help you. But Jack, fire away with the first one.
That's late on me.
Oh, he's
Jeez.
out of the traps. Well,
And absolutely shattering the rumours that you do see on all those message boards that Vance is deaf and someone else plays the music. There's no way he could have cheated that.
okay.
So take that, internet. I'm sick of your negativity. It's not true.
Okay, here's the next one.
Wow, that's so hard. Jeez.
Do you want a slightly longer version?
If possible, without giving it too much away.
Okay.
Look, I'm going to put in maybe two songs, and they're probably both wrong. Is it Where We Start or Call If You Need Me?
It was neither. It was
Oh,
Bonnie
no.
and Clyde. It was a
Oh,
deep
God.
cut off the new album.
Oof, we
Okay,
got you.
let's-
It's difficult because it's that sort of A sharp to E minor.
Yeah, whatever. Let's go with the final one here. Here we go.
That's not mine.
Oh, he's picked it.
You're right, it's Ed Sheeran.
What? I mean, Vance, obviously, you, me, and Andy are all very good guitarists. But for non-guitarists, what was it in that music, apart from the fact it's not yours, but what's the giveaway there? What's typically Ed that's not Vance?
Well, I guess you spend all that time writing the song, so you hope that you actually recognise the songs when you hear them.
Yep.
That just didn't sound like my playing. And
Yeah.
it sounded a bit more like, and maybe like not banjo, but a bit more folky or something. I don't know.
Different finger progression.
Bit better.
bit better.
Sounded like a guy that was just trading initially off his relationship with One Direction,
Yeah.
and then standing on his own 2 feet as a solo artist.
Vance,
no, you got it, Vance. Well done.
Mate, we'll leave it there. Congratulations, mate. The album is sensational. Nation of Two. It's out now. vansjoy.com world tour, because this podcast is got plenty of people around the world listening at the moment. So they'll be able to check out the tickets and availability for you around the world. I hear you going all around the globe.
Europe and then America and then back in September. So.
Also, not all around the globe. No Greenland, no Africa. But a pretty good tour. Hey, Vance, are we still calling each other Bubby, or was that a last year thing?
I think I heard you say Bubby earlier. Yeah, definitely. I mean,
Right.
the amount of people that have really embraced Bubby as a word, and all that time invested in Bubby, it's got to keep going, right?
I'd like to, Bubby.
I love you too, Bubby.
Thank you so much.
I don't think he said. Did you say I like?
Yeah, he
I said I'd like to, and I got an I love you back, and never felt so hit on, and I loved it. I love you too, Bubby.
I love you too very much.
Deepest love to my Bubby.
See you, man.
Love you more. Love you more.
See you guys. Thank
Love you
you.
more, Bub.
Hey, New Year's Eve story.
Topical. No, the rule is,
First show back.
yeah, it's like no white pants after Labor Day, and you can still talk about New Year's before Easter.
So I've just slipped it in.
Yeah.
I've got to just after midnight, right? And I went to like a joint function thing, like
Birthday party, New Year's Eve.
no, it was like it wasn't just pals. It was like, let's all go to this hotel.
A venue.
Yeah,
Right, yep.
Let's go to this hotel. And so everyone's a bit boozed. It was about 12:30, and this guy comes up to me and goes,
Here, had Vance join your spa.
and goes, "Hey, Andy, got to help me out." And this other guy goes, "Oh, Con, leave him alone. And I said,
Classic. This is a classic.
And so-
invest in my business.
so he says to me, "Look, can you marry my girlfriend and I right now?" And I said,
All right.
No.
Well, so you were in your ship's captain uniform. I can legally because I'm a ship's captain, but I'm not going to because I'm off the clock.
I said, no, I'm not. I'm not a celebrant. It's not legal.
I don't want to. Is probably what you meant. If I know you.
I think you have to be sober.
Yeah.
Getting married. I think that's one of the rules in Australia. You have to
They
be
changed
sound body and mind. And I said, "Are you even engaged?" He's like, "No." I was like, "Well, I also think that's
Consent's right up there.
That's
Yep.
a step. You should probably."
It's like it's not a wizard casting a spell on someone. I like do it whether they know it's happening or not.
No, a
Can't
wedding,
Just,
yeah.
can't just zap her from behind and go, "You're married" to him. Yep.
So I said, that's probably your first step. But I said, before you run off and do that right now
Yep.
on the impulse, I'd recommend, bit old school, but maybe even just sleep tonight off.
Yep.
Wake up, see how you feel, and even ask permission from the parents.
Yeah. Very. Very.
So
good.
then then Frank arrives. This is the guy that originally yelled out. He's like, "Con, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. Stop it. And I said, "Guys, what's going on?" And Frank goes, "Con's girlfriend's so upset with him, and he reckons that quickly getting married to her now will solve it."
a fight stopper.
So I said, "Oh, wow, that's new info. I don't think this is a good move, Con. I reckon just
Marriage as a band-aid, even with months run up, is a bad idea. But
Yeah.
as an instant drunken midnight New Year's Eve band-aid,
So I said,
one of the worst
Hey,
band-aids you can have.
Con, I don't think so. Knowing this now, and if she's really upset, he goes, "Oh, mate, yeah, absolutely spitting at me. But I need to pull her back. I need some way." And I said, "Well, this isn't it. Just sleep it off. Have a go to tomorrow. Try and patch things
a
up."
bunch of flowers
Yeah.
could
Might
be
a bit
worth exploring.
He's like, "Good call. So, all right, guys, I'm heading off. Good luck, right?" Went to the toilet, came back out. Guess who's on the mic?
Oh, no.
Con, down on one knee and proposed to her. And she said yes. So after all the good chat, and this is a good idea. I walked in, he's obviously gone.
No, you know what? I need something big here. I need a game changer.
So if you're listening, Con, and I think it was Stacey.
Andy wants to marry you.
Good luck.
Andy's just slipped me a bit of paper saying I will marry them.
I do not.
Andy's literally saying, ask me now on air.
I do not.
Well, gentlemen, I don't want it to get to the end of the podcast without discussing what I view to be one of the big issues at the moment. I don't know if this is
In the world?
Australia-wide. Well, no, it's probably Australia. It's probably local to Australia. there's an outside chance there's a mirrored situation happening in New Zealand.
Yes.
Sometimes these things go hand in hand in the Asia-Pacific region. I'm talking about chicken nuggets. No surprises to anyone here. I'm sure you guys are aware. 24 nuggets for $9.95 is back. That's from McDonald's.
Hang on, I wasn't aware. What did you say?
24 nuggets for $9.95 is back. Wow. This is what kicked off the nug war all those years ago. If history is anything to go by, if history repeats, we'll see Hungry Jack's then introduce a $9.90 nug, 24 nug.
Yes.
They did that last time. They got on by 5 cents.
And
most major chicken retailers will then, in the convenience food space, will jump on board and begin offering 2 dozen nugs for under a tenner.
So we think it's essentially McDonald's have started a war again.
They have fired the first salvo. I think I have... The thing I'd like to talk about today is to do with the McDonald's campaign. It's a giant billboard I saw near our houses, and I snapped a photo of it. I want to pass it to you guys now. This is the McDonald's ad. Like I said, apologies to the other retailers.
Looking at it now.
Here's the thing. It's pretty standard. 24 chicken nuggets. $9.95 is half the billboard. The other half is the 24-pack spilt over.
Yeah, why have they done that?
That's what I want to talk about. Now, people might have seen this billboard around. It's obviously the 24-pack of nugs and then 2 bowls of sauce, which you know is a lie because they came in the plastic containers, but I understand for promotional purposes, you have to pretend that people get their sauce out and put it in small bowls.
I do. I always go home and... No, I don't.
I mean, that would just be even too Andy for Andy to do that.
No, God, no.
Well, anyway, I'll give him a pass on that because, of course, it's an ad. I'm not going to have a go at him for that. What I wanted to talk to you guys about, and I've actually got a bunch of our valued and important podcasters, our VIPs, up there listening to this at the moment. They have expressed an interest or a proficiency in nuggets as part of filling out the form, which you can do at hamishandandy.com if you want to be involved in the show. They're listening, and we've got the capacity to go to those people to talk about this. It's the fact that it's tipped over. Now, I don't know where I sit on this. I don't know if I love this campaign or if I'm appalled by it.
Can I explain what we mean by tip over? Normally there's a box of nuggets. You'd have that box upright.
Well, you would. That's the whole reason they serve it in a box. It's because it's literally a container for containing.
Yes, to contain those nuggets.
And the
it's
person
as if someone's come to the table
and tipped them over.
And just poured the box on its side and let the nuggets just run freely over the table he can eat at a faster pace.
First question. I can't tell. It's a completely white surface. If that's paper, that makes it slightly less of a crime. Yep. Yes, if you're eating in at Macca's, you sling the fries out and they go on the tray liner.
Yep.
I understand that happens. The problem I have with this, and the reason I think I'm erring more towards appalled rather than love it, is because it's the number one way to cool your nuggets down, is to get more airflow around them. The whole point of keeping in the box is, yes, I know it's not a thermally insulated box. It doesn't have a silver lining or a foil lining, but you've got a better shot. You got a better shot of keeping the nuggets together, like barbecue hot rocks. And they can heat each other. They can huddle in there, because you got 24 to get through.
Oh wait, nug 20 from with this method, 16 onwards.
Yeah, the last few you're eating, you're just like, well, I hate myself, but I'm doing this, so let's just finish this thing off.
Exactly.
Now,
and would you do that on a table?
Would you? I don't know if you would. What maybe?
If I got home, I might.
Do you know what Macca's is trying to say? Maybe I'm trying to get in the mind of the marketers here. They've gone right. What we're trying to say with the tip them over is you got 24. Who cares? You got so many nugs. You don't know what to do with them. You're spilling them everywhere. But is that the message you want to send? Shouldn't each nug be as valuable as the next nug? Doesn't this encourage some sort of nug flippancy that you don't care about each individual nugget?
Sammy, who's a self-proclaimed nug guru on our VIP list. Sammy, have you ever, similar to fries, how you kind of toss them all out on a table?
You ever toss nugs on a table?
Ahoy, boys.
Ahoy, Sammy. Thank you, mate.
And ahoy, Jack, as well, if he's still employed here. I'm not sure. But,
thanks, Sammy. I'm still here.
Yeah, you wouldn't know. It's the first podcast. But, we had a terrible time from him earlier in the show. A horror beginning.
He kicked it off with a mistake, Sammy.
Absolute beginning horribilis. But he's he's still employed, to answer your question, Sammy. And now, mate, you're aware of the picture in question?
Oh, I'm very aware. I'm looking at it right now.
Oh, great.
That's good. I mean, I made sure this was distributed.
Oh, I thought he was like driving along. Yeah.
I did ask that everyone go and park in front of the billboard. Sammy, have you ever tossed nuggets on the table? What do you think they're trying to say with this ad?
Look, boys, what I think this is a clear example of some nugget ministry.
Yep.
I reckon probably the Hamburglers got a bit jealous that Nuggets are trying to take the centre stage at Macca's. I think he's knocked them over, something like that.
Oh, you think the Hamburglers done that? And the hand in the ad that's dipping in the sauce is someone just trying to make the best of a bad situation.
Exactly.
So mid-photo shoot,
They only had one take.
They only had one shot, similar to Andy by Hamish.
I'm familiar with
It was
that.
outrage.
I'm familiar with the constraints.
The box tripped over.
And they went, do it.
Do it.
Well, do you know what? It's not completely unlikely. I don't think the Hamburglar did it. Thanks, Sammy. I don't think the Hamburglar did it. if I might say something outrageous. But they know, like you said, we saw what happened 2 years ago with the Nug War.
Yep.
They know we're on a limited time frame here. If we don't put 24 nuggets out for under $10, someone else will.
Yep.
So maybe it did tip over mid-photo shoot. Look,
the rush
we
to
have to get this up.
Rachel, welcome. Ahoy.
Ahoy, boys. How are you?
Mate, we're so good. Welcome to the podcast. You've seen the picture.
I have.
Have you ever slung nuggets on the table like that? Do you think it's offensive to the nuggets, or do you think it's celebrating being so flush with nugs you don't care where they land?
Oh, look, I think it's quite offensive. Like, who has time to go home
Yeah.
and finish your nugs? I'm always eating them in the car. By the time I get home,
Yes.
that's
True.
when I eat my burger. Hey, my nugs come first.
Nugs
Yeah.
first. Oh, right, interesting. I'm more of a burger.
I've never really done nugs first
I-
because nugs, you always get nugs with a burger.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
the nugs are to deal with the sadness you feel at the end of the burger. So you can tell your brain, hey, guess what?
Yeah.
You've got between 6 and 24 more things to eat.
Yes.
And your brain goes, yippee.
I also think, for me, feels like I can stuff more nugs in on a fuller.
Yes, it's like
Stuff.
packing your socks last in the suitcase. You can stuff them around the edges, put them in shoes.
Finishing up with a quick one here, Ham, and it's kind of out of my hands because
What a special guest we have in.
we've got a guest. Yeah. My girlfriend Beck is in. I was telling her that we're starting up the podcast again. We're driving along, weren't we, Beck?
Yes.
And she said, "Oh, great, because I want my own segment."
This is huge, Beck. Like,
And you know what? I think everyone's actually very confused because
we don't
I
have a
use-
lot of time on the show each. I'm only doing it once a week.
And
I used that was the wrong term. I just wanted like a little moment on one podcast, not each.
okay.
We
not
thought it
each
was
one.
going to be like
Yeah.
a recurring, like a Moira,
Yeah.
like a home shopping segment.
You just would like to come in and say something.
Yes.
A one-off.
Oh, one-off.
Just a one-off.
Yes.
Oh, right. Well,
But
you
the
know,
guys before were talking to me and they're like, "Oh, we're so excited about your segment," and I was like, "Yeah, same."
Oh, right. You would like the right to say something. Well,
Yeah.
Well, we
Or just bring up something, and I
Okay.
know
is
Hayne
it
will be on my side.
Is it conversational, or is it more like you want to go away and like we need to like build like audio for it, like music and stuff?
No, it's more. I
don't
want
say what it is.
Well, I mean,
Just-
this
just-
might
just-
be where Beck just needs to. I mean, do you just need to vent? Do you need to get something off your
It's more
chest?
of a vent.
It's a vent. All right. Well, we look forward to that segment next week.
Are you making that come back next week?
Well, yeah. I mean, we've got the whole team here getting ready for sound effects and stuff when she can come in and get her segment opener prepared for next week.
Oh dear.
I still think it should have a segment
Have
vibe.
we ever done this with a guest before to come in and tell us that you're coming on next week?
Or do you reckon she should go now?
I mean, look, it's your call. Jack's winding it up.
Jack's already had
And
enough.
he's hit the bell. Beck's coming back next week.
Thanks, Becca.
I think you might have two things to vent about now.
Yes.
Thanks for listening. The Hamish and Andy podcast will return next week. Catch up or contribute at hamishandandy.com.